Hello there, NFL fans. I just wanted to go over something really quick that kind of got put on the side, especially here in South Cleveland. Um, I used to work for Pilot, which is a truck stop company that stretches basically from Detroit to the Keys. And what they did was uh, they provided a lot of truck driver services, and we had maintenance people there, like Richard Hayslip, and several more. And I worked for a lady, I think it was Wanda or Yolanda, I can't remember, uh, back in 2018. And the Christmas party came along, and I might have been 17, but the Christmas party came along. It hit the 2018 USA Today papers, and I kind of took a look at it, and everybody got all caught up in the racist end of it. And there was some racial slurs there, and he was listening to David Allen Coe, and did some things that were in his own home, uh, which is disturbing in one way. And then in another way, it's disturbing to know that he's in charge of a large company like that, and is able to manipulate uh, these fuel cards. Uh, they're called fleet accounts to advertise for a rebate that truck drivers never got. And what he did was, from what I understand, uh, skimmed $5 million of the truck drivers' money. They signed up for the cards thinking they were getting 5% off, and they didn't get it. So that money should have went back to the truckers. And I don't know if he made concessions somehow or not, but it all got swept under the rug because everybody got caught up in the racist thing. And that's white collar crime. That's in Cleveland. The owner of the Cleveland Browns owns the Pilot gas stations. Big time money, big time power. And when you got power like that, you have to have some kind of accountability. Um, I know that I've talked to everybody online. I've sent emails out to people like Frank LaRose. Uh, I've sent emails out to David Yost and different people to address this lopsided legal system that we have. Where a friend of mine, Anthony Vines, got in trouble down at the University of Dayton on Brown Street at a gas station for purchasing a 12 pack of beer and went to prison for 2 years, I believe it was. And then, this super human being, he struggles like we all do, but he's the sweetest man you could ever talk to. He wouldn't harm a fly, and they took 2 years and stamped him out like that, and they allow $5 million worth of monies to get electronically switched over and stolen from truck drivers. And this is the Cleveland Browns owner up there in Cleveland that owns these gas stations, and it's in the USA Today. It's documented, and he has a lot of influence here locally, as you'll see, throughout the pilots that sit on 6871. There's a pilot down in Lebanon off of 123, I believe it is. Um, and you can actually see sometimes the representations out there of these type of just all you can really call them is overlooks, things that people get by with, and that's just one case of a huge discrepancy in our legal system. Just because you live the life you live and have the amount of money that you have doesn't mean that my friend Mr. Vines down at the University of Dayton is worth any less. Uh, and those are the kind of things that make me sick. But I think that U.S. for Hope, and I've got the structure attached to it, is a great way for these big money land investors, these big money marketers, and these big time churches, the conglomerates, like Harvest Church down here, Pastor Greg Engel, and we have the bishops out here at Solid Rock Church. There's a lot of people making money. Uh, that's sitting in the bank and they're investing it. They're making money on the investments, and I don't blame them. If people give you their money to invest and allow you to assume all the profits and none of the risk, hey, go for it. But I think we should turn around and use some of that money uh, to provide places for people to drop off wheelchairs that they don't need anymore, crutches they don't need anymore. Uh, I don't know what the legalities is, but even unused medicine so kids don't find them and overdose. Uh, Things like pamphlets on RTA system, bus routes, and transportation. Things like putting together food drives and having a great big drop-off point at a gathering place, like a football game or a soccer game or a concert, country concert up in Fort Laramie, places like that. To put this together and advertise it to where people know there is an obligation for you to bring something. Uh, we're not going to be mean about it, but hell, if you can afford to come up here, sure God, you can afford to throw a can of corn in here for some kid, and we can get some stuff going instead of just sitting back in our cubicles and sitting back in our churches and talking about it. There's something actually be done. Uh, I think it's a great idea to do citizenship ceremonies for stadiums. I brought it up here in Waynesville and sort of fell on some complicated issues apparently. And so I said, I put it out there for Centerville. They got great people out there like Kurt Herbstreit. They got Officer Markham from the DARE program. They've got quite a few people that could be considered to be citizenship type people, like Charlie Sanders here in Waynesville, Ohio, the mayor. Um, he had to resign because of some issues that I feel like I caused him when he tried to help me. There was a certain segment here in town who don't like Rodney Rebel, and they had some choice slurs to say to him, and he did file a complaint at the NAACP, I believe. I hope somebody digs that up so we can get to the bottom of what the holdup here is. Um, but we need to take a closer look at people being accountable, especially if they wear the integrity out there on their W-2s, and say, listen, let's just drop all that and get this thing done. That's me signing off for you. I hope that the NFL game you're watching, the team wins that you want. I really do. I love you, and this is just for you three.